on the audio itself. So the next one is about kit request, and this is something that is again applicable to a very small percentage of customers who are using our kit module. To give a background of the kit module, this is meant for collection protocols where you're shipping kits to either multiple collection sites, etc. And they use those kits to collect those specimens and then ship the kits back to the to the central lab as such. So we call it as a central lab where who is managing all the kits. So now there are a lot of features that are already implemented wherein you can create kits based on suppose you have a baseline, you have a surgery, you have post surgery, etc., and either each one of them need their own kits because they have different specimen requirements, or all of them have the same kit. So depending on all these things, you can create multiple kits in advance, send out send those kits to the collection sites. The collection sites can then ship the kits back. All these features are already there in the kit module. There is a video available on our YouTube channel about this. But one of the things that was not available is that when the sites are running out of kits, for example, they had say 50 kits, now they are 35 kits, they have used it, or 40 kits, they have used it. So they want to request for more kits before they run out of the kits. So now again, these things are done through emails where either they'll send an email or give a call or whatever. So the new feature that we have added now is where the collection sites can request for the kit through the user interface, and they can log. So typically, one of the problem is that typically the collection site users are not regular users of OpenSpecimen because they might be logging in, once a month, or so, because either they would use an EDC system like Redcap, etc., to do their data entry, or on other system where the clinical trial sponsors have provided them. So they are not really day-to-day users of OpenSpecimen. So what we didn't want to do is provide them need the ability to access OpenSpecimen, or also even having to remember the password, because they won't be part of your Active Directory or whatever. So they would have to remember a new username, password. So it's all very difficult to do. So instead of that, what we did, and this is again something that is an existing feature, where we built a portal for dedicated to the collection site users, and from where they can either ship specimens or request for specimens. So because the shipping of the kits happens once in 3 months, once in they go on collecting the kits, and then once in 3 months they ship the kits, right? So now when they have to do that, again they won't remember their password, etc. So what we did for that is that we created this a separate login where can you guys still see my screen, which has a email address and send OTP on that? Can someone confirm?
No,
Because
we
I'm
can see
using a
new
different.
PPT.
Oh, PPT. Okay, I think I need to share that screen. So let me see. Okay. Okay, so now what do you see?
Yes, we can see your email address and OTP.
Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to log in as a collection site user. So here there is no password involved. So it will send up. So obviously you still need to create their user account and give them access to the right protocol and things like that. But once they enter the and request for an OTP is sent to their email. Oh shit, I used the wrong one. Should I use a different? One that I wanted was this. Okay. So I'll get an OTP on my email. HR.com. Okay. So when they log in here, so the only thing that they see is wait, wait. Okay. So so this is the kind of dashboard for the site user. So you see that, they don't see anything else in OpenSpecimen like collection protocol, carts, and all the usual, stuff that you guys see. All they have option is to either create a shipment if they're sending the, kits, or request for kits. So, and these are all, except for request kits, everything else is an existing feature that is being used by many customers. And now, they can now also request for kits, which means that they can come in here, they see their existing requests, which is not at process. So they can see the, so for example, I had already created a request for 10 kits of baseline event for this specific protocol, for which I am the clinical coordinator. And a request has been submitted. So let me just create a new request. So I need it in this site, and now I can say, I want baseline 100, I want something else, surgery 50, etc. And if in my case, if in this study's case, the same kit can be used across all the events, they can just request for one event and say, okay, just send me baseline 100, and I'll, use for whatever, enter, some comments if there is some request or comments, etc., and then, submit. So now this triggers an email notification that is sent to the administrators of the collection protocol, who is in charge of managing the kits, etc. And let us see how that looks like. So for that, okay, so now when I'm in OpenSpecimen, that is, I'm now the administrator, the normal user of the kits. So one is I'll get email notification that I can click open, or when I'm here, I can see that there is a new menu item called kit shipments. When I click on that, I see all the requests that have come here in the kit request. You see that, that there are two requests that have come for kits. When I click open, then I see that, okay, these guys need 100 baseline event kits for this study. So now either I can create, kits, or if there are existing kits, I can come here. So the goal here is, again, kits are all barcoded. You can just open this, and you would have taken out 100 kits from your cupboards. Now you can come in here and do scan of the kits and add it to the request. I have copied some kit labels here, so let me just see. I can. So, when I'm using a scanner, I can just take out each kit box, keep scanning, and add it to the request. It says Okay, so even though I added, I think I should have. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can see the kits that are added here. I think this should have shown as 8 out of 100. I think it is not yet done. So once it is done, you can say completed. Uh, and so the so you can so the administrator so this again sets sends a email notification to the requesters that the kit has been created and shipped, and you can also add somewhere there was an option to add tracking URLs and things like that. So we are going to provide option to add say a um, FedEx URLs, etc. So now when I come here and see that this has been completed, so now I'm the site user, so who requested for the kits. So now I get an email notification. I can actually see here the list of requests that are submitted. What is the status? Has it been assigned to someone? What is the completion date? And what is the current status of that? Whether it has been shipped or not. So this kind of eliminates all the usual email back and forth that you would be doing with your site coordinators, and especially when you have large studies with multiple sites across, requesting for kits, you're sending kits, shipping kits back and forth. This kind of streamlines all those things within OpenSpecimen, so that it makes it easy to handle, and as I said, streamlines the whole process. So again, we'll work with the customers who are using the kits module to get their feedback, test it out, etc. But if there are any questions in the chats, let's see. I was expecting Chris to ask something on this. So for it, is there only tied to the CP event, for example, if you also request additional supplies? Yeah, that's a good question. No, so right now, yeah, no, so right. Yeah, so right now it is tied to the CP event, but uh, this is a good point. I mean, as of now, the option is to add those things in the request comments. If you need something more, you can just put it here along with the comments. But that also means that they're requesting at least. I don't think they can create a request without an event-based request. But in addition, they can add more things in the comments. But we'll Chris engage with you offline to understand this better and see what needs to be done. Yeah. Set up an additional supplies event. That's a good point. So perhaps an hybrid. I think that was an older one. Yeah. Any other questions on the kits? And again, people who are interested in either of the feature, please let us know. We'll work with you to get these feedbacks. What we need is the feedback to be provided in some kind of written way in an Excel sheet of all your feedback in one go, so that uh, you know we can consolidate all that and implement that. But we got 10 minutes. If anyone wants to unmute and discuss anything, ask anything, shipments or not. Can the supplies cost be linked to the shipments and not just kit we charge for? Yeah, so right now we are not doing anything about cost when in the kits or the shipments. So there is no aspect of cost in this, but so that still has to be handled outside the kits module. But if there is any specific comment on the cost, enhancing the kit module to handle cost, something that we can discuss with you. But as of today, the kits module does not do anything around cost or charge or money or whatever. Okay, so anything else? There were a ton load of comments on the pick list, so if anyone wants to